My name is Claire. I am a primary school teacher in Galway, living with my partner Gary and our son Joe. I was diagnosed with colon cancer in 2017.
So what was your life like before you got diagnosed with the cancer?
Life was brilliant. I had just had Joe. He was 8 months old when the diagnosis came. So previous to that, we had bought this beautiful home in the west of Galway. We were just living our lives, a young couple, socialising. I was working as a primary school teacher. Life was brilliant. Never expected in a million years to get the news that we did. So I suppose I was just getting on with it. I was a new mom and loved exercising, loved socialising with my friends, loved visiting my family down in Tipperary, visiting Gary's family in Limerick. We thought we had it all. We thought we were made, this is brilliant. And then for that news to come, it just tore our lives apart.
And you had just had Joe, was it, when you got the news?
Joe was 8 months old when I was diagnosed.
Okay,
and I had a C-section to have him, and I just felt, as every month went on, I just wasn't getting over. I thought it was the surgery that I wasn't getting over, but obviously it was something way more sinister. And when the diagnosis came, about a week afterwards, I found myself in hospital having surgery on my colon. My full pancreaticolectomy is what it's called, and my colon completely removed, and I was fitted with a permanent ileostomy afterwards.
Oh my gosh.
So it's completely life altering. Just destroyed my body image, destroyed any sense of femininity I had previous to that. And before I knew it, I was fitted with a chemo port into my chest. So not only had I this permanent ileostomy, I was fighting cancer all the time as well. So I still had to go through the chemotherapy and get through that. So that was May 2017. That entire summer was just taken up with just really aggressive treatment. But thankfully in October 2017, almost 5 months later, I got my all clear, and that was when my life was supposed to take shape again, and I was supposed to get back and to everything that I ever did, but it took so long to get the confidence that was just taken away from me. But it was shortly after that I saw Mark on Ireland AM. One morning I was off work, still off on sick leave, and I'd often have it on in the background, and suddenly my ears perked up when I saw this brand, and I just absolutely loved what it represented, and I felt I immediately wanted to be part of this. It was facing your fears and getting back out there and presenting the very best version of yourself, because I felt that hadn't come back yet.
And it was something you were really trying hard to do.
And I needed help with that. But I didn't know what angle to take. I didn't know how to do that. So I contacted Mark about fittings for clothing because of the ileostomy. I had to be quite specific about what sort of supportive gear I needed, and he was just amazing. Got back to me straight away, and actually was fascinated by my story, which I wasn't expecting. And here I am telling my story, able to talk about it now, and just delighted to be part of a community of people that use these products. And I'm inspired by other people's stories since getting to know Face the Fear. I'm constantly looking at videos now of people with all sorts of backgrounds and why they use the products, and they are in love with the ethos as well, just like me. So it's good.
It's pretty impressive. And the strength that must have taken for you to come back from that, and again regain your femininity, like you said, and your confidence and everything, and the fact that you could resonate with the brand in that way and use that for a little bit of a push.
I thought sport was gone from my life forever. I loved running. and I love swimming. And I just felt when I had the cancer and when after the massive amount of surgery, I never thought I would get back to a place where sport would be part of my life again. But Gary suggested that we do the Limerick Run together in 2019. And I felt immediately, no way, I wouldn't be able to do a 10k run. But he persuaded me and we did. And like a couple of months previously, we were marching up and down the stairs of the hospital. I was like learning how to walk again together, and then suddenly we were hand in hand crossing the line together, the finish line of the Limerick Run. It was amazing. So, and then it was after that I was like, hold on a minute, I do love running and I want nice sports gear and I want to look good, and I promised myself if I got back into running that I want to present the best version of myself running, that I want to look the part and look good while doing it, so it all feeds back into the brand and what you present, and even the words. I love face the fear. You're putting on the gear at home and you're getting ready to get out there and face the world in this gear that just makes you feel so positive and full of strength again,
Yeah, that's phenomenal. That's so inspiring. And the fact that you had your partner as well that was so supportive, and
all my family were amazing. I was very lucky in that regard that all my family were, like, my mom moved in with us, and when I didn't want to get up out of bed or get up off the couch, she would say, come on and we'll walk around the garden, and she'd take me walking around the garden, and she was just amazing. Like, she would just she never wanted me to sit around and feel sorry for myself. None of my family allowed me to do that. So it was, they're inspiring. They're amazing because they got me to where I am, back to myself again, And I'm back teaching now. I was off for 2 years. And that was another thing. I had lost my confidence for my career. I had this beautiful career as a primary school teacher that I loved, and then suddenly that was taken from me.
Yeah.
And I went back part-time last year, but I'm back full-time this year, and I absolutely love it. And it's, it's all part of the healing process to be back at something that you did previously, and to something that you feel comfortable with, and back out there, getting up for work every day and doing the normal thing. That's it. I always felt when I was sick, all I wanted to do was have a normal life afterwards. I don't want anything crazy, just normal. Do nothing extravagant. Exactly.
You really tend to take the everyday things for granted, and just getting up and being able to go to your job and being able to drop the kids off or whatever, little things, and even having the motivation to get up out of bed in the morning.
And then Joe was about 10 months when I came home from hospital, and he would cry in the morning, and no matter how I felt physically or mentally, I just had to get up, and that was another fear I had to face. I used to be so upset that I couldn't do things for him, but I just pushed myself to the point where, come on, just get up and take him for a walk, and get him dressed up, and get yourselves dressed up and get out there, so he was really an integral part of my healing process. Yeah.
Wow. The strength, I keep saying it, but the strength that you have to get through that and keep pushing, and even like you said, and your family wouldn't let you lie around, but it was you that got up as well and did it and went for the walk, and even though it was probably the last thing you wanted to do, the strength I'm sure that you have gained from that experience as well.
Yeah, it was my only option. I had no other option, only to be strong. And it's you when you're faced with fears, you literally have to, you just have to face them head on and just get on with it. There's no other option other just to get on with it. For me anyway, that was the way it was. I just had there was no other way. I was never under any illusion that I would get better. I was always telling myself, obviously you will be fine. But then when you sit opposite an oncologist and they're telling you all these statistics and various things, and even the implications of the surgery, and all of that a little bit went over my head at the time, and it's only now that I'm kind of going, wow, it was a massive thing to face. But at the time I was just so in the zone, just get through it. And I always promised myself, you will be better than this someday. You will present the best version of yourself. You will come back and you will be way better. And people would say to me, you know, oh, can the ileostomy be reversed, you know, the surgery? And it can. There are ways of reversing it, but not for me. With the profile of my cancer, it was never an option. And people would feel sorry for me that can't be the way. But like, I hate that. I have to knock that on the head and go, no, this isn't the best of me. You're getting the best of me now. I've never been better. Physically and mentally, I've never felt better, you know. So, and it's just watching, you know, as I said, all the videos of all the various people on, you know, that use the Face the Fear products. It's just inspiring, you know, what people have come through. And, you know, I'm just so motivated to just keep going, to keep, you know, out there, get into even different types of physical activity other than running now, you know. It would just really motivate you now that I've nice gear.
So if you were to give advice to anybody that is now in the position that you were in, and when you were looking for someone to resonate with and somebody to kind of help you at the time, what kind of advice would you give to somebody that's feeling the way you felt?
Just surround yourself with positive people and stay strong as much as possible and see the light at the end of the tunnel and just picture yourself, you know, wherever it's going to be, picture yourself being the best version of yourself, better than what you were before. Because it's ironic, but, you know, once you push through barriers from a serious illness, you almost feel like you've got some sort of a superpower, and you know, you need to picture that version of yourself and to constantly feel like, you know, like, and just give yourself, you know, a pat in the back and take it one day at a time and really take baby steps towards you know, your recovery. I often get asked by people, you know, to come and chat to people and to, you know, to give people advice on how, you know, if they have gotten a diagnosis similar to mine. And if it's one thing I can say to people is just to try and stay positive as much as possible, you know. It's a really, really difficult thing to do, but if you surround yourself with positive people, it just rubs off and it just, you know, and find something to keep yourself busy, you know. Don't stop. Try as much as possible to get up every day, get your clothes on, get out there, you know, and talk to people, you know. You won't always hear the nicest of things, you won't always hear the right thing. People always say, there are people that will always say, you know, something that will upset you or different things like that, but that in itself helps you rise above it.
Resilience.
You know, it does. It builds your resilience, and you know, it is just so important to keep going, you know. The most important thing is to stay positive, surround yourself with positive, energetic people, and to keep going at all costs.